Okay, today we're going to show you how to record a boundary and an obstacle. We're going to start with recording an obstacle. It's fairly simple. Rule number one, you do have to have a memory card inserted into the display. Once again, we're working with a Pro 700 rather, Case IH display. And the procedure is the same for a Pro 600, but I'm just going to click on the record obstacle icon, and you'll have to place that on a run screen. Once again, it will not even be available to put on a run screen unless you have the memory card inserted. And this one is our obstacle name. We could call it whatever we want. I'm just going to leave it as obstacle 1. The recording edge of my tractor or machine, I'm going to use the center nose of the tractor. If I wanted to use the left, it would represent, in our case, the left outermost edge of the planter. Or right would be, of course, the right edge of the planter. If I was approaching, say, like a field tile, I could, and it was on the right-hand side of my planter, I could select the right edge of my planter. And my obstacle type is point, and you'd use point for a rock or something else like that. A fixed object. In our case, we'll just select tile inlet, and we're going to hit start. And all that's going to do is drop a triangle on the map, and that's going to represent our tile inlet. Very useful when we come to harvest season. We transfer these obstacles over to the combine, and we'll set our look ahead up to about 15 seconds. And that'll give us a 15-second perimeter around that tile inlet and give us a warning. You know, maybe the corn is tall, it's late at night, we've been running hard, and this alarm is it's going to save us the headache of plowing through a tile inlet. So that's the steps for recording an obstacle. Recording a boundary is much the same way. We just hit on our boundary icon here, and once again we'll select our recording edge. Let's say that maybe we're going to record a boundary and we're going around the outside of the field. Maybe we're going counterclockwise. We'd hit the right edge of the planter, and we call this an outer boundary. The inner boundary would be used for like a waterway, but all we have to do is hit start, and it's recording now. So what I'm going to do is take a circle, and we're going to record ourselves a boundary. Alright, so now that I've completed my boundary, I've come back around the field to my start point. The software knows that this is where we started out, and so it's got an autocomplete feature, and once it determines that we're close to the starting point, it's just going to snap a line and complete the boundary. Okay, next we're going to record an inner boundary. This is going to be for a waterway. It's going to basically be an exclusion zone, so that as we come through with the planter, our section control or row clutches are going to shut off and turn back on as we exit the waterway. So same process as recording an outer boundary. So we're going to go ahead and hit start and begin recording. Okay, so here's a look of our boundary. We've recorded our outer boundary on the field, and we've run a waterway up and down the middle. We've recorded both sides. So as the planter comes through, planter, sprayer, whatever your machine might be, it's going to shut off the sprayer nozzles, or in our case, it's going to shut off the planter section control and clutches. Here's another neat little tool I can place on a run screen. I've got boundary area on the lower right of this screen. I can use this boundary recording function to record as I take my headland pass around the field, and I know exactly how many acres I've got inside that field. So once again, I just have to place this on a run screen, and it's pretty simple. Now let's say if I wanted to manage an obstacle or boundary mapping feature. If I wanted to delete something, let's say I accidentally hit the obstacle button and I created another obstacle. We've kind of got a couple obstacles here stacked on top of each other. I can go hit the back button, and on the main screen top right I've got data management, and there's a map tab here. So you want to navigate to the map tab, and our boundary, our map item is boundary. So if I wanted to change that to obstacle, I can toggle between these two obstacles. I don't know if you can see this, but as I'm hitting my arrow, that orange obstacle is turning blue, and of course I've got my obstacle name. So let's say I want to delete that one. I hit yes. Now I'm down to 1. Say I want to clear them all out, I can delete that one as well. And same story. If I want to get rid of my boundaries, I can toggle between the two. Boundary will turn bright blue as soon as it's highlighted, and I can delete that boundary from my map. If I have a boundary created, I can also create a field swath based on that boundary. So all I need to do is go to Run 3, select my type as field from the list, and create from boundary. Look at my map, and here we go. I've got a field swath, and it was just generated off of my boundary. If I want to delete that, once again, data management, change my map item from boundary to swath, and delete the swath. Now I just have my boundary again.